Linux has over 600 hacking tools, but every single one falls into a handful of categories. Here's what each category does, and the tools that define them. Every engagement starts with recon. You map the target before you touch it. Nmap sends crafted packets to a target and reads what comes back. Open ports, running services, OS version, firewall rules. Its scripting engine has over 600 scripts that detect vulnerabilities, brute force credentials, or enumerate shares. When Heartbleed dropped, a detection script shipped within 2 days. Masscan does port scanning with its own TCP stack, built from scratch. That lets it send 10 million packets per second and scan every IP address on the internet in under 6 minutes. You use Masscan to find targets fast, then hand them to Nmap for detail. Now you know what's running. Next, you find out what's broken. Nikto runs over 8,000 tests against web servers, outdated software, exposed admin panels, dangerous default files. It's loud and it's fast. It does not test your application code. That's the next category. OpenVAS checks entire networks against over 100,000 known vulnerabilities. It tells you your mail server is running a version with a known remote code execution flaw and exactly how severe it is. So you've mapped the network and found the cracks. Now the real work starts. Most of what companies expose to the internet is web apps, so most attacks go through HTTP. Burp Suite sits between your browser and the target as a proxy. Every request passes through it. You can intercept a login, change role user to role admin, and replay it. Intruder fuzzes parameters at scale. Collaborator catches vulnerabilities that produce no visible response by waiting for a callback that should never happen. SQLmap automates SQL injection from detection to full exploitation. Give it a URL, and it tests 6 injection techniques, bypasses WAFs with 60 tamper scripts, and dumps every table in the database: users, emails, passwords, payment info. On MySQL and PostgreSQL, it escalates to operating system commands. You found a vulnerability. Now you deliver the payload. Metasploit has over 1,500 pre-built exploits. You select one, pair it with a payload, set the target, and fire. If it lands, you get MeterPreter, a shell that runs entirely in memory and writes nothing to disk. It migrates between processes, dumps credentials, pivots into other networks, captures keystrokes, all encrypted. But here's the thing, you don't always need an exploit. Sometimes the easiest way in is the front door. John the Ripper cracks password hashes offline. Its real power is the 2John collection. Over 50 scripts that extract crackable hashes from SSH keys, zip files, PDFs, KeyPass databases, BitLocker volumes, even cryptocurrency wallets. Hashcat does the same job on your GPU. A single RTX 4090 computes 164 billion MD5 hashes per second. It supports over 300 hash types and a rule engine that cracks passwords that don't appear in any word list. Hydra attacks live services. It sends real login attempts to SSH, RDP, FTP, web forms, databases. Over 50 protocols. Aircrack-ng is a suite of tools that covers the full Wi-Fi attack chain. It forces every device off the network, captures the password hash when they reconnect, and cracks it. Now let's say you're already inside the network. What can you see? Wireshark decodes over 3,000 protocols. It captures every packet on the wire, lets you filter by any of 300,000 fields, follow TCP streams, and decrypt TLS if you have the keys. Bettercap performs ARP spoofing to redirect traffic through your machine. Once it's in the middle, it strips HTTPS, captures credentials in real time, and injects code into pages the target is browsing. It also attacks Wi-Fi, Bluetooth Low Energy, and wireless keyboards through HID injection. You're on the system, but you're a normal user. LinPEAS checks every known privilege escalation path on Linux. SUID binaries, writable cron jobs, kernel vulnerabilities, misconfigured pseudo rules, Docker sockets. Output is color-coded. Red and yellow means it found a way to root. Sometimes you don't attack a network. You take apart a binary. Ghidra disassembles compiled programs and decompiles them into readable C code. Built by the NSA, Used internally for over a decade, open-sourced in 2019, supports over 40 processor architectures. It replaced a tool that costs $5,000. So that's the technical side. But the most effective attacks don't target systems, they target people. The social engineering toolkit clones login pages, generates phishing emails with malicious attachments, creates infected USB payloads. Built by a former NSA operator, you pick an attack from a menu, it handles the rest. After an attack, someone has to figure out what happened. Volatility analyzes memory dumps, running processes, network connections, encryption keys, injected code. A rootkit can hide a process from the OS. Volatility finds it anyway by reading memory structures directly instead of asking the OS what's running. Autopsy examines disk images. It recovers deleted files, builds timelines from file system metadata, and extracts browser history. Between Volatility and Autopsy, there's no part of a compromised system that can't be examined after the fact. Every tool I just covered is free and comes pre-installed on Kali Linux. You can download all of them right now. The only thing that makes using them legal is written permission from whoever owns the target.